And so it is. Greetings, my beloved Imzaia. I am that I am Ekara, sovereign servant of those universal principles and thus Lemurian principles you know, such as love, joy, and freedom. We are here today, gathered all of us, in what will be the beginning of a new space that's going to be created for many people on earth. New potential, new energy, new openings, so to speak. This concept that we know, that we have been introducing to you, called Trinity Talks, is not a new one. It's not a concept that is based on today. It is a concept that is based on things taking place on this planet Earth and on other planets such as this one a long, long time ago. Only today we're bringing it back to the foreground because this is for the very first time on this planet Earth that energy that is coming in can constantly create new potentials, new possibilities. And how are we doing this? We're not doing it through the old ways. We're not transmitting this energy to you by means of just one channel, just one medium, like the body that I'm sitting in right now. This is no longer the way it works. In this new energy space that we have all created, this information is coming in through that which you have now called the akene. That means it's direct akene energy. It's based on tachyon energy. It goes beyond time. It goes beyond space. And that is why I want to make sure that not just the people sitting here today, but also those that are going to be listening in at a later point, that all of you understand that this energy is being created by all of you. This means that even if you're going to be listening to this at a later time, if you're going to be sitting on the other side of the planet, listening to this in 5 days, or in 20 days, or in 100 days, it matters not, that if you connect your akene to this point in time, to the energy of this Trinity Talk, that you have the ability to steer it, to influence it, to be a part of it. And you will notice those people sitting at the other side of the planet or wherever on this planet, you will notice that if you connect your akene, that it will be possible to ask a question, and that in one way or the other, this question will be answered in the course of this talk. It will either be asked by the two sitting opposite me, or it will be answered directly through something that I will say. It might not be the exact same information that you're looking for, but you will find your answer in this type of Trinity Talk. And this is the way that new potentials are being created at any given second of time and space. So how do we set this up for those who are not seeing what we are seeing right now? It's very simple. We create a triangle. My energy is sitting right here at the bottom of the triangle, and from my perspective, two others sitting left and to the right in front of me, who are ready to enter into a talk, enter into an exchange with the energy that is coming in, which is me at this point. Once these people are done talking, once you both have asked your questions, you can get up if you are ready, and someone else can take your place. I'm just saying this so that the people who are at home right now can understand what is going to take place. You see? But before we go into this, I would like to take the time with the both of you, and I welcome both of you in this space, this sacred Trinity space of free energy. I would like to take the time with both of you to open up the akene. And how do we do this? It's simple. You go to the thymus And in our thymus we know that there is the infinity cell, the cell of divinity, the spark of God. If you close your eyes, some of you might notice that you are seeing triangles right now. Triangles of energy. Well, this is the geometric pattern that you are seeing that is based on free energy. I cannot tell you why exactly, but free energy is always based on Trinity. Free energy is always based on this triangular pattern with, of course, the akene running in between it, so you have a circle in the triangle, and within that circle you will find the infinity sign. This is usually the geometric position that free energy takes when it is ready to open itself up. And from that point onward, it can go anywhere. So find this now. Find this geometry, this sacred geometry, now within yourself. And feel how that divine star, holding so much energy, holding so much power, so much empowerment as well, is present there, right in your chest. And you are aware, of course, that what you are feeling within yourself is also present within other people. Those people listening in, the two sitting together here with me. And it's not just about another type of cell being in another person, it's the same cell. Remember this, always. And as we connect these three akeneic representations of power and energy, let them come forward now to the center of this triangle, so that these three cells, which are just reflections of the one, now become one. And there we are. Namaste. Namaste. Who wants to start speaking?
Well, I start.
Okay.
Well, you talk about tachyon energy. That's
Yes.
base of the free energy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you relate this tachyon energy with free energy, then it's come forth from creativity, from the neocortex that go to the akene.
Yes.
From the other hand, and the magnetics. So you have the magnetics or magnetic fields, that separate the dimensions also.
Yes.
On the other hand, you have the tachyon energy and you have the creativity.
Yes.
Just together, I understood a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
It forms free energy. Or
Yes. You're starting to figure it out. You're putting the pieces together, and what you will be finding out soon, and that is something that is starting to come into the awareness of humanity right now, is that all of these things that we have been talking about in the last few weeks, we have been talking about magnetics, we have been talking now about photonic tachyonic energy. Is there truly a difference? Is there truly a difference between both? Well, there is one. And let me tell you what the difference is. The only difference between magnetics and photonic tachyonic energy is that the photonic tachyonic energy exists beyond the time-space field. The magnetics is actually the translation of this energy within a time-space frame that we are sitting in right now. So yes, these three are all connected. But my question to you is, how are you going to work with this then, now that you have this information?
if you have one part of the energy in a time-space continuum, that's magnetics,
Yes.
and the other one in all together and not in this time and space.
Mm-hmm.
It's also in time and space, and it's not in time and space. That's what time and space is.
Yes.
And not time and space, tachyonic energy. So to play with it, then you have the creativity that brings it together, the free flow. So, all right. when you play with it, creativity. So we learned it in our brains. It's the neocortex. You bring it through the action, through to the akene. Okay. Point.
What's your point?
How do you put this then in a time and space continuum? In that where you feel that you're surrounded with illusions of time and space, and you're working with something that is within and without time and space.
But that is the solution, is it not? Here I am, finding myself, Ekara, sitting in a field of time and space, in this body. So, within this field, I have to operate within the laws of magnetics. The laws of magnetics, which are usually based on potential chaos, right?
Okay.
At the same time, I am also aware of the fact that I am finding myself not just only within this field of time and space, but also above it, where I am using the same principles as magnetics, but only then in the form of photon tachyonic energy. And this is the thing that Kuthumi has been telling you and all of you right at the beginning of your gathering several days ago. It is about understanding that you are all vibration, you see? And all vibration doesn't just include those vibrations that are connected to the illusion of time and space, but are also above those illusions of time and space. And that is, if you connect these two, you will see that you don't have to think. That you don't have to think about all of these connections. You know, at the beginning of our talk, I have given you the geometric pattern of free energy with being a triangle, and within that triangle there is a circle, and within that circle there is the infinity sign. If you look at what you have just said, you have been talking about the akene, you have been talking about magnetics, you have been talking about the chakra system, and you have been talking about the photonic tachyonic field. All of these things are to be found in the geometric pattern that I just told you. You see? So there is your solution. There is your answer. It's not about seeing these things separately. It's about seeing it as a whole and then working with it. Like, for instance, if you were to look at language, if you were to look at grammar, and if you were to look at words, and then you were to look at sounds, and then you were to look at what words mean, and then you were to look at all these other things. You see, if you were to look at all these things as separate, it would be impossible for you to create a sentence, because you would have to think of the laws of sound, you would have to think of the laws of grammar, you would have to think of the words themselves, of the vowels and stuff that are creating these words, and it would just become a giant mix-up. But if you just use the creative power, and that is also something that you have learned to work with in the last few days, if you just use the creative power, which is not taking into account the laws of it all, but just what you can do with it, what you can create with it, then you will see you get to a phase where this is just as easy as painting a picture. And that is really truly what it is all about in a free energy world. It is just painting a picture, creating, as others would say, creating that hologram, taking those bundles of light, remember, and putting those bundles of light into a reality perspective. And that is what you are doing. We have just been giving you, in the last few weeks, we have just been giving you all of the ingredients, you see. But all of these ingredients together make up the palette that you have to work with if you want to create whatever it is you're going to create.
Okay. It's also linked with your DNA then?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. Shall I tell you a secret? DNA is nothing more, and there is someone, the reason I can tell you this secret is that there is someone in South Africa right now, just a couple of hours ago, who found this out, and you will be seeing this in the news very shortly. DNA is nothing more than the materialization of that which you call potentials. That is why in religion, for instance, people who have been praying oftentimes found healing. And then they say that this is the power of prayer. All they have been doing is focusing their consciousness and replacing one materialized potential in their DNA with another. And the disease went away. And this is how it always works, you see. So yes, DNA is very strongly connected to all of this. DNA is just the matrix, basically the HTML code, if you want to talk in internet language, the HTML code behind the hologram that is your body. And you can change that. You are not a slave to your own DNA, are you? It is your program. And as soon as you learn how the program works, and this is what we, and for instance Lemuaya has been doing with all of you, as soon as you learn how the program works, you can rewrite it. And we have been going into a lot of detail here. We have been taking all of these little building blocks, and this is basically everything that the Universal Manifest is about. Just taking all of these building blocks, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, and learning you, teaching you how they work exactly. And that is sometimes when you were listening to the channelings, when you were listening to the information, that most of you have found that your head started spinning. My God, what do I have to do with all of this information? There's so much, there's so much, there's so much. And how is it all linked up? Is it linked up? No, it isn't linked up. And oh, this doesn't fit with that, and it doesn't connect. Yes, of course it doesn't connect. If you learn about nouns in grammar, it is quite different than learning past tense, for instance. And they don't connect. But all of a sudden you will see, you get the perspective, you get the full overview. And this is what is coming for you very quickly. It's coming for you very, very soon. And you will see it happen. And actually, the overview can only be found in the full spectrum of consciousness. And that is why everybody here in this room right now, but also everybody listening, and even those people who are not listening to these words, but are listening to other channels, other information, will have to eventually come together. Because the reason why you have been listening to that information, it's very simple. You needed to activate something within you. And you have this one set of unique vibrations unlike anyone else. And if you put all of them together, you get the full spectrum. So no one here, no one listening to this, will have the complete answer without everyone joining hands. And this is how peace and harmony and balance is created. And this is also about trust, is it not? For if you have a bit of information, you don't know what is out there. You don't know what is going to be the next bit. And is that person that you're going to run into that supposedly gives you the next bit, is he a liar? Is she a liar? Is she trying to con you? You don't know. You have to trust the process. And only if you trust the process, then you see the full spectrum. It works the same with DNA. So basically, what we could say is that you are all, each and every one of you, one strand of master DNA. And once you blend all of it together, you get the new free energy human. You get divinity. You're all just one spark. But the one spark cannot exist without the other spark, for they are all tied up in divinity. So none of the sheep, to quote some famous words, none of the sheep can ever truly get lost. We can't afford it if one of them gets lost, you see. Because each and every one is precious. Now that was a long answer, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still have to get used to this new style thing here, that we need to interact. I still want to get into an Ekara, I still want to talk for an hour and do all that things. So, other questions, or you want to continue on this topic?
Related to this question.
Yes.
What is the part of the dolphin activation in this?
Mm-hmm.
They have this particular sound that does
Yes.
something to the brain.
Yes.
What I experienced this
Yes.
morning. And I was curious to know what was the reason of that.
Well, I have to go back to the triangle with you. I gave you the visual of the triangle, did I not? And within that triangle, the circle. And within that circle, you get the infinity sign. Right? Now, the center of that infinity sign is right in the center of the triangle itself. It's all sacred geometry. Now, if you have the dolphins, then you cannot speak of dolphins without speaking of whales and without speaking of sea turtles. You see? These are a connection. It's a trinity unto its own. So, if you have the dolphins on the one hand, and then the whales at the other end of the triangle, and then the sea turtles at the third end of the triangle, what do they all point to? The center of that triangle, the center of the infinity sign, one timeline. And that timeline, my dear, is defined by humanity. So what dolphins are doing, once they are connecting with you, is basically shifting your time and space energy so that you end up in that one specific timeline, the very heart of the infinity sign, where you can be that divine self. And that is what they are doing. And each of these animals carries a different frequency to do that, all together. And nobody has done it. Has anyone ever thought of creating some music, for instance, that incorporates both the sea turtle, the whale, and the dolphin, all tuned in as one? What you would create is an activation of DNA unlike anything you have ever seen. You see? And that's just one trinity. Next to that one, there's actually a reflection of that triangle. So if you take that triangle, copy it, and pull it down, right, then you have another set of triangles. And connected to those 3 points are the horses, the dogs, and the cats on this planet Earth. And they carry basically the concept of love, joy, and freedom. You see? Now the dog is love. The cat is freedom. What is the horse?
Joy.
That was a difficult one, wasn't it? So you see, if you look at that sacred geometry, in it you will find a great deal of answers in the sense, how do all the species of planet Earth relate? And you will see, of course, if you open up that triangle, that there is basically another infinity sign right down there. I'm not going to tell you yet what is at the heart of that. But think of it. Think of it. I'm sure you will come up with the answers yourself. I know this is I'm being very abstract right now and very theoretical. But even if you don't get it at first pass, just listen to it again, just think about it again, and you will find what is at the heart of that one. And that also answers the questions that you and some of the others upstairs were thinking about just now. You see. But that is for later.
Okay.
So, are there more questions? Are we going to continue this?
Yeah.
Yes?
To this question, so you have the same with the minerals. So the same triangle connection with the minerals, same triangle connection with the plants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it continues.
And it continues to fold open, you see. And some of you have seen this bigger triangle setup than the one I was just describing. It just folds open here and here and over there, and over there. And you get this huge, what in the end do you get? You get...
Star.
Yes, indeed. And what is the star? But the very akene itself. So within that cell, that divinity cell of the akene, is all life, all connected, all the time. And if you were to see, my dear, dear Imzaia, my loved ones, if you were to see things the way I see them, within my vibration, so to speak, you would see that this is a field that some have called a web of love. But this is a field that permeates, that goes throughout every living thing. And this is the way I see the hologram, the matrix of reality. When I look at you, when I look at the plants, when I look at this house that we are in right now, when I am listening to that music, when I am tasting food, that is what I am tasting. That is what I am seeing. That is the way out of illusion. For you will see that each and every cell of your body is also made up of this sacred geometry. And that this is the actual basis for the hologram that you are living in. And usually when something is wrong with the body, when something is in unbalance, the key is to be found in that profound truth. It is this profusion of free energy, of sacred geometry, that is in every living thing. So the macro and the micro are truly connected. For within the very core of the cell itself, you will find all life that is existing out there. All the animals, all the humans. You've got an infinite number. It's not infinite, but your mind will think it is infinite. I can give you an exact number, but it doesn't matter. There's an almost infinite amount of cellular energy in your body. And this means that if you open up all of these triangles, that each and every person that exists on this planet Earth is to be found within your very cells as well. And each of these triangular points. And if someone dies, if someone crosses over, it is also going out of your body. And someone is born and is being put into your body again. And this is basically the reason for cellular renewal that you have in your body systems. We are breaching an interesting topic, aren't we?
We are.
Mm-hmm. This happens when we don't prepare. This happens when we don't set up the information that's going to come in. You are now dictating the pace, the speed at which you are learning, you see? Based on the questions that you ask, we can set up a certain type of energy and can come in at that given moment.
This means that healing in itself is working and rebalancing energy into the triangular patterns.
Yes, basically, yes. You could call it that. Of course, and it doesn't matter how you do that healing. You can do it through sound. You can do it through energy work, but it's always working with those patterns. It's always working with that geometry. And one of the strongest ways of resetting that energy, and this is what you will see and begin to learn and understand really soon, is the photonic, tachyonic energy that is found in the akene. But if you were to go into the akene, and that is something that you haven't done yet, but if you were to go into it, you will find space after space after space after space infinitely following up each other, filled with these patterns. This is what we travel through all the time. This is how, if I am looking through these human eyes right now, this is how I perceive Earth. This is how I perceive you. I don't see your body. I don't see your face. I don't see the color of your hair and think you are hot because of it. You know, I don't see if your teeth are white or not. I don't see if your skin is black or it is white or it is red or it is yellow. I don't see your age. I just see these patterns. I just see this beautiful, beautiful geometry. And the beautiful thing, it is starting to show up in some of the art that is being made today. If you look at a person, and I'm taking this out of the brain of someone who is sitting here, only I cannot find him right now. If you are looking at art that is created, for instance, by Janosch, you know, on this planet Earth, he is starting to show these things. And they're showing up in different forms of art as well.
Crop circles.
Crop circles, indeed. Why do you think these crop circles are coming to Earth? An interesting topic. Simply because your DNA needs reprogramming. And he is taking these visuals from the crop circles on planet Earth. So that is what you are seeing. And once you look at these, that is what is called the reprogramming of the hologram. It is the reprogramming of your DNA. That is why crop circles are here. They are here on this earth to raise consciousness. Do you know where they're coming from?
From us.
Yes. From where?
From what we create in our geometry.
From what point in time?
The future.
And?
The past.
Yes, the future and the past. They are being sent to you from the old and the new Lemuria. It is a way to make sure that the timelines are becoming one. You see? And that is why, for instance, for this messenger in the last day and a half, it's been so important to make sure that that portal could close. That 999 portal. Because this is about getting onto that timeline. And getting onto that timeline which will run all the way through the old Lemuria and all the way to the new Lemuria. That is the way to what you would call ascension. And it is very important for planet Earth. You see? It is what all the masters have been talking about. Only they have been using different words. They have been using different concepts. But they are all talking about the same thing. And I'm just using a different type of concept and a different type of word. But it is the same thing. Anything else?
I would like to give seat to someone else.
Okay. Get up. Thank you very much. So shall we continue in the
I
meantime?
have a small question, indeed.
Yes. Hello.
Also about healing. Welcome. So when a healer heals someone,
Yes.
we already know he heals a part of himself, and with Tachyon energy he also heals the other one. But if everything is related, so he heals not only the person there, but the other person connected with this person in different ways. I don't understand quite well, but it goes also then into when he heals it into the now. It goes from past and future.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right, my boy. Listen, what people don't understand about healing yet is that it is never about the patient. It's never about the patient. Jesus talked about that in the past. He talked about it again in A Course in Miracles, which is a very, very well-read book these days. It is never about the patient. It is always about what your patterns have created in your outside world. So if you are meeting someone, for instance, who is ill, take for instance a person who has a problem with her nose, a nose infection or something, and you want to heal that person. This is just a minor thing. This is nothing major, but just a minor thing. I want to keep it light. You heal that person. What do? You don't heal the patient. You heal your own patterns for creating that aspect of reality. And basically what you do is forgiving the mind for creating that type of imperfection. And since that person that you're healing actually is in your geometric pattern of your body somewhere, you're basically healing yourself. And you are making yourself a better person. You are getting closer to perfection. You see?
Okay.
That's how it works. That's how it works. I love to see a smile on your face. And I knew you were going to be sitting here next. Yes.
Yeah, well, okay, that's one part to the sacred geometry, but we are experiencing the illusion. So our brain functioning as a projector.
Yes.
Well, tell a bit more about that, because our brain, we are feeling with our senses. How does that... well, can you go a bit more in detail, give us some perspectives?
Yes, it is very simple. Basically what you need to do is you need to reprogram your brain. You need to reprogram what your brain is seeing. It is like, you know, this messenger here, he was working the other day. He was working on a program on the computer called Dreamweaver. It was about creating websites. And in Dreamweaver, and I'm just giving you a metaphor that you can understand in today's life. In Dreamweaver you have several options. Either you look at the WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. You look at the final outcome of your creation, or you look at the programming, or the code behind it. Your brain can do the same thing. Why do you think, for the last few months, I and all the others have been teaching you to reconnect your senses, not to your brain, but to your akene? It is the brain that is seeing the illusion, yes, because it sees matter. The akene sees energy. It sees the geometry. So if you can reconnect your senses to the akene itself, then you will start seeing these other things. And you have a choice. It's not about throwing away the brain. It's never been about that. You need the brain, because in the brain, as you remember correctly from one of the things I have been speaking about before, in the brain, at the back here, is the heart of all things, the connection to all life. And you have here in your third brain the memory of the now. And then the neocortex is very important as well. So it's not about throwing away the physical aspect of anyone. It is about keeping the physical, but giving it equality to the energetical. And the akene is the energy aspect of yourself, and it is there. It is real. It is working for you. And it has been working for you since you were incarnating as Neanderthal. It has always been there for you. What has happened because of the deconnection of DNA strands from 144 to 2 is that you were unable to see the geometric pattern. If you saw that, do you really think someone could take your power away from you? Do you really think you would let governments control you? Do you really think you would fall into traps about fear and about separation, about all of these things? No. You wouldn't be in duality. You would still be in the physical world, and you will always be in the physical world and on some level. But the physical world is not meant to be a prison. So you need to learn to open your eyes again. In the morning, when you open your eyes, you see the physical world. And then you need to open them again. And then you connect to the energy patterns of that day. And that is basically the basis for creating your day as well. For those geometric patterns are based on free energy. Matter is not. Matter is based on old energy. It is always the after effects. Matter is the reaction to energy. Energy is based on love, joy, and freedom. That's always the action. You see? So I'm not giving you a technical answer here. I'm giving you a philosophical one. Because that is what you need.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get too technical.
Perhaps I've been formed that way.
Of course, your education did that to you. Yes.
It has to do with my life task for a part, I believe.
Yes.
But still, I understand all your philosophical concept. But still, so energy is as I feel it, we're talking about more about everything being fluid.
Yes.
As I feel it, you feel, we are feeling energy.
Yes.
But now the translation into matter. We are sitting here. We are not going down to the middle of the earth.
Yes.
Could you tell me still something more about that?
Well, do you see how fluent it is indeed? That I, Lemuaya, can come in at the moment of speaking. I can just change the energy that is Ekara, as it is part of my system. And I can come in and take that place. So that is what is going on, and that is all the answer that you will get at this point. Do you see what I mean?
Partly.
Okay, then find the rest.
Yeah.
But you won't find the rest in matter. You will find the rest in your heart. You will find it. That is the reason why I have come in. What am I?
You are a part of us. We are a part of you.
Yes, but on a more theoretical, concrete level, what am I? What am I made of? I as a specific type of energy among all of the others.
That was going to be one of the other questions I was going to ask you. In a way, we are in our matrix, in our sacred geometry,
Indeed.
playing this game.
Yes.
But indeed, I feel it. You are consciousness. I'm consciousness. And that's also difficult to grasp because, as you just told, I think we have to find the answer in our in the akene.
Yes, that wasn't me. That was Ekara. What is my body? What is my energy made of?
Made of the akene.
Yes, and what is the akene based on?
Divinity.
And what is divinity? Tachyon, photonic tachyonic energy?
Yes, okay.
Your answer is there. What you have no idea of yet. And you have been talking about Tesla to some of the people here the other day. What you have no idea of yet is that tachyon energy has always been part of the human system. It is right there in your cells, if you know where to look. So that is where the answers are to be found, son.
Yes, but the tachyon energy,
Yes.
that I understand, but you have some kind of consciousness that must be the captain to steer.
That is a hierarchy that you are creating that is based on 3D. There is no hierarchy. What has the good Kuthumi told all of you, several days ago in fact, that there is no difference indeed between that which you would call a low vibration and that which you would call a high one, that it is just about what your consciousness at that point is focusing on. So if you just open up that ray of consciousness, then you will see the tapestry of awareness. You will see all of it. You see. And that is where your answer, once again, is to be found.
Okay.
Yes. Now, before we go on, there is a reason why I'm not giving you the specific answer. That is because what you are fishing at, what you are trying to find out from me, it is very imperative, and you have that key in your hands, it is very imperative that what you are looking at comes in through a human brain. And why? Very simple. Because it must be connected to the reality that you are in right now. You hold that key in your hands, you and several others on the planet. But the question that you have asked is going to become a more important answer than you think right now. I can tell you this, and it will be especially important to scientists. The interesting bit, however, is that it is not to be found by a scientist. It is to be found by someone who thinks he is a technical person, but who in reality is a poet. And that is who you are. You just haven't found it out yet. Don't tell anyone. Anything else? Shall we continue with this?
I have another question. I felt that many things are changing.
Yes, of course they are.
What about our sexual energy? Because there too, I feel that many things are going on. And
Finally, he feels it. Yes.
What is going on?
It is all blending.
Yeah.
That is what is going on. Sexual energy, my boy, or should I say my girl too. Sexual energy is creative energy. Creative energy is nothing to be afraid of. People have been putting limits on sexuality so that your creativity and that which you could create onto this planet Earth would be limited. If you step out of that illusion, for it is all based on the illusion of form, if you step out of that, then you get into your true power again. It is liberating. It is a liberation. It is basically a bigger sexual liberation that is going on these days than was going on in the 60s and the 70s. For that was about opening up the sexual canals, the sexual energy canals. This is about understanding. Yes, I know. That is funny to you, isn't it? This is about understanding that there is no difference between a man and a woman, between someone who is old or someone who is young. There is no difference at all. Never. It is all about what your love is telling you. And if you can dare to put that love into action. And that is the power of the revolution going on today, you see. So many things are happening with the sexual field, yes. And to many people, the key to leaving illusion is to be found there. But others have not dared to openly speak about this yet. I will. Because it is the key. But if you tell a person, if you tell a typical heterosexual male that letting go of illusion can be found in letting go of the concept of duality in sexuality, they will run hard and far. Most of them. True? Ah.
Yeah. What I feel something more that is very important is love must go with it.
Of course.
As I have felt in the past, seeing people, I don't think that I experienced it that way, but many people are only practicing sex to have sex. Not that that is really wrong, but as I feel it, it must also blend love and sexual energy. In a way, is the outcome, is the action of love.
Yes, there is a difference between, if you look at sexuality and if you look at sexuality that goes beyond duality, then you will not find lust in there. If you transmute lust into the higher vibration, then it is translated into love and joy. If you take the higher aspects away from that, all you are left with is lust. People have been trying to get you into lust. For if you are on that level of existence, you are basically open for attack, open to be harvested. Your energy is used, and at the same time, the energy of those stars that are in the sexual world today are also being used. They're also used. So yes, of course it is about love. Of course it is about joy. Of course it is about freedom. Now, that last word is also a very important one when it comes to sexuality, because you all believe that you have to connect to another person in this world. And that this other person then is your mate for life. You know? Why?
It is indeed a limited concept.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
But on the other hand, I would say, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not indeed?
I understand
but
that it is a limited concept.
yes.
But,
why not is good for a while. You see, it is good for a while to connect to someone if you so seek. But you will notice that no one on this planet Earth, no one, not throughout history, has never wondered about the other woman or the other man. What it would be like to continue without being judged, without being called back, without being limited. And still, isn't that universal love if you see someone you love connect to someone else, and instead of being jealous, you are feeling joy because you are seeing that other person that you love enjoy. And that is beauty. For if you do that, then in the end, I am sure that your paths will once again reconnect, and you will have grown, and you will lift each other up. So there is a lot going on, yes, in sexuality. A lot. I am a big fan of sexuality. I have talked about this for quite some time, but riding the dragon isn't just a concept.
And about loving another person, it
Yes.
is in a way about connecting, in a way about feeling good. How must we see that loving another person?
Yes.
As I see it, is in a way recognizing myself in the other.
It is true. I was just going back to the concept of sacred geometry there. If you love another person, you find that energy somewhere within yourself and you reflect it back, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and the whole gets bettered. There is nothing wrong with sexuality. There is only a problem with limiting it. And you will find that in the coming years it will become quite impossible to do so.
Alright, another topic, related of course.
Yes.
Is Joshua told about there's actually a fourth chakra yesterday. So I thought maybe it was the blending of the three coming together in the fourth, or am I wrong?
Well, my good friend, this is Tobias, and I have come in to answer that question for you. It is very easy, in fact, to find the fourth one. The fourth one is also to be found in the heart. It is there. That is where it is. And you have seen it. You have seen it in the exercise that the Joshua has been giving you. He's my good friend, of course. He has been giving you these exercises where you go to the lower chakra, and you go into the higher one, into the middle one, and then you go into the crown. And what do you do then? You go back into the heart chakra. Now the heart chakra basically holds two sets of energy. The first time you go into the heart chakra, which is the place of love, you find that concept that you call, how shall I say, joy. You see, because the movement of water is about joy. And then you go up, and you go back again, and you start this spiral thing, right? And what you find in the end is that the spiral itself is the beginning of the fourth. So yes, in a way, it is about blending, but it isn't. The fourth one is the heart one as well. You see? I don't like to put numbers on chakras. I don't like to say that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because otherwise if we do that and if the others do that, in a while you're going to have the books come out. The new chakra system. Get ready. Written by Kuthumi probably. And it's going to be about the fifth chakra. And he's going to be somewhere at your feet, no? Or he's going to be at your earlobes or wherever. Or have you thought about this? The back chakras? You could have that too. You could have chakras in the eyes. So I don't like to number these things. Actually, there is no chakra at all. And there are unlimited chakras. So the chakra system, the only reason why it is used is very simple. The only reason is to go within. And that is the basis behind the chakra system. What the chakra system does is go without. It goes to the highest realms, supposedly, and it goes right into the earth. This one, this chakra set, which was used by the Lemurians, which is a space that I haven't visited quite frequently, I must admit, but I wanted to come in just for you. That space is about going inward, and that is where you will find all of the answers, you see. You're staying in that chair for a very long time, aren't you?
Okay.
I'm not throwing you out, but
Another topic
another topic.
well, it's all the same, but
Hallelujah. Yeah.
that you talked about with Caldera.
Yes.
It's about the shallow potentials. So potentials, like you want to be a singer, but you don't have the voice to be a singer.
Yes. Tell me
you
about
believe? Yeah, I know. That's why I cut this subject.
Thank you.
So it's with this free energy, with all these dynamics that we use,
Yes.
that we can pick up these potentials that are existing in magnetics, in tachyon. That
Yes. And you take him in.
Take him in.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You can change the way your vocal cords are working.
Okay.
You can change the way your eyes are working. You can change everything about yourself. It is just a hologram. It is just a vision that you're seeing. And you can change that vision. So who's going to be next on American Idol? Pedro Belmondo?
Indeed.
Yes, you can change anything with what Ekara has just told you about. Anything else?
No, I said yes because
You saw it.
bell rang.
Yeah. Can someone turn on the lights? I love to see your smiling faces. That's why. Ah, there we go. Aloha. I find myself in Hawaii. How cool is that? So, are we going to continue this, or is this hand just going to die out?
You just to the previous question answered. You told that the chakra system
Yes.
was about the outside world, while the chakra system was going inside.
Inside, yes.
About the chakra system, I don't quite understand your answer. I can't quite figure it out.
Okay, well, what that means is basically very simple. The chakra system is always going upward and going downward. So it is basically taking you out of the physical body. And it is trying to say that that you have all these chakras these days, you have all these new chakras, where you actually go all the way up to the light realms, and then there's chakras going down, and actually that one started because of, and I'm afraid to say this because she's going to hit me, because of Kuan Yin. She had to use that damp lotus flower at her feet, and there you got a new chakra. And then the other one came in, and the other one, and the other one, and the other one. And it goes all the way down, and all the way up. You see? The chakra, and that is why your question was so interesting before, about the fourth chakra system, is just a way to start up this spiral. And it always goes to the inside. Because every answer is to be found on the inside, you see. It is always there. Always. And it is no coincidence that it is there in the heart. Isn't that interesting? Yes.
In a way, it all are concepts in a way.
Of course, that's why I said, if you want to, there isn't really one.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to play with.
It's fun to play with. But everything is fun to play with if you know how to play with it.
That's a good one.
Haha.
That's what we are here for.
Yes. Yes.
You are now teaching us, helping us to discover how to play, how to create, how to manifest.
Yes, and at the same time I'm teaching you how to speak. how to put it out there.
Tell me something more about that.
You tell me.
Well, I'm learning to getting more specific.
Yes.
Getting more to the essential.
Mm-hmm.
And though it's not always easy, because I sometimes have to use different point of views, different perspectives. So what me personally, I still have to learn is.
Oi, my boy. You know what your problem is. You are thinking too much. If you say one more word, I'm going to put you on my lap and I'm going to hit you on the ass. Because you are thinking too much. Really you are. You don't have to learn all of these systems. You just have to go into your heart. That is where the answer is to be found. In the heart. You see? Has anybody noticed, by the way, how this chair is moving much quicker than the other two? Good darn it! I keep shifting and I keep changing this energy because I am doing all the orchestrations. I am telling everybody, you go in now, you go in now, you go in now. And all the others are in the bathroom right now, so I come in. But you just keep sitting here.
Move your butts.
Move your butts!
I have to move because.
Ah, thank you. You haven't quite figured it out, boy. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't love you, but we will talk more. 2 women.
Yes.
That's what they think. Yes. So, here we are, having nothing to drink. That was just a joke, by the way. Yes, you have questions, my ladies. You have something to...
Me first.
Sorry? Okay.
In the now that I saw...
Thank you, my love. If you do that, I'll pee on you.
In the now that I saw a whale,
Yes.
and here in Hawaii I saw dolphins.
Yes.
I saw turtles. This morning I saw whales again.
Mm-hmm.
That's one trilogy.
Yes. Trinity.
Trinity.
Yes.
And then today I saw a cat who finally came to me.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a dog.
Yes.
And I saw a donkey.
Yes.
So what's the next step?
Well, I hope you're going to see a horse.
Yesterday I saw a horse.
Okay. Okay.
So what's the next step? Because
Tell me,
at
did-
night I see stars.
Yes. Yes. You will see that these are also connected into Trinity.
Yeah.
Actually,
and
it's not
when-
stars, it's star systems that are
Okay.
connected. Yes.
And when the other ones were speaking about it, I
Yes.
remember that I saw the old thing when I was a child.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Is that so?
That is so. It is correct. You know, as a child, as children, and that is why I have always made myself so childlike. Once I reached this mastery, I became quite childlike again. Because as a child, you have all the answers. The cool thing about life is that nobody who is sitting here right now, nor you, hasn't had the answers at some point. And that is why some people are telling you that you need to remember, you see, and that is all that you need to do. You have all the answers as a child as you come in. Now, I know that others have been talking about the Lemurian heritage. I know that others have been telling you that in Lemurian times, a school wasn't about teaching children something, but listening to the child, letting the information come out of the child, and then getting that information into the Passion Council and making sure that in that Passion Council things were set up so that reality could change on what the child was bringing in. That's a totally different system of schooling.
Yes.
It is about empowering people, empowering the child. You had all this information, yes. You haven't found a way to bring it out yet. But this is what you must start doing. Your childlike divinity is coming back into you. And it will bring you, you haven't found this out yet, but it will bring you all over the planet. For you must begin your work, my dear. You must begin to talk. You can start by sighing first, yes. But after that, you must begin to talk.
I know, because the last time I feel much shifting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where I'm going.
Yes, yes. Do
And
you have to know?
No.
You think I know?
Probably not.
There you go.
And then, since a few days, I saw trees disappear.
Yes.
But then I realized that really everything is only a vision of the mind.
Yes.
But the other way, I get sometimes a bit scared, because if every time everything start to disappear, what is going to left?
Nothing. And everything. The reason why things are disappearing on you has nothing to do with it all being gone one day. The only thing that is happening to you is that your eyes, as some of the others have told some of the others in this chair, that your eyes are no longer only connecting to the brain, but to the akene as well, to the divinity center. And there you are seeing this spiritual change taking place. So that is what is happening with you. That is why all of a sudden the tree is gone. The next phase, if you will not just be about the tree being gone. It will be about it being replaced by the energy pattern. And you have seen this here. Yes, it has overlaid, but it will become more stronger. Now, it might be a bit fearful at a certain point when there is going to be more energy patterns around you than matter.
Yeah.
And I would advise you not to drive a car then. But yes, and also not to fly a plane. But yes. But after that, it is going to get better again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And where did the music came from?
Everywhere. Every cell, every geometric pattern is not just giving off light. It is also singing, you see.
Oh, it was
And that is divinity. Yes, I know. It is beautiful when you first hear it. After a while it will drive you crazy, but at first it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because then you want to know how to turn it off. But this is the energy that you are seeing. Enjoy it, my child. Enjoy it, for you are on the path to divinity. You are on the path that you have always wanted to be on. The only thing that you just need to do is let go of a teeny weeny bit of things, and that is your dependency on others a little bit, but that will go. That's no problem. You wouldn't have gotten this far if that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, because my cell phone don't work.
Yes,
And
isn't
I'm
that
trying
cool?
to send the email, it don't work either.
Yes, that was me.
I thought that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you have a question?
Yeah, I was still getting the picture of the healing thing. If you have the patterns, and it
Yes.
has everything in it,
Yes.
what is there to heal?
Good one. Good one. And you actually have given the answer yourself. You have a problem, my child. You picked the wrong time to sit in the chair. You ended up with me. The others would have given you a long explanation, and you would have fallen to sleep slowly. But I just say, yes.
Okay.
It's never about the patient. Okay, I'll give you an answer. Otherwise you're gonna nag my socks off. I'm not wearing socks. Listen, what is there to heal? The only thing that you are healing is the sense of your own imperfection. Now you are perfect. Your energy pattern, your geometric pattern, and that of all the others around you is perfect. But your mind has led you to believe that there is imperfection. So what you are healing basically is the twisted vision of the mind. It's like the mind is very simple to explain. If your eyes can see perfectly, what happens when you put glasses on? You see everything blurry. And you see everything as strange, a little bit like out of focus. You see? And that is what the mind is doing. That is what you are being given when you look through the eyes of the mind and not through the eyes of the heart, not through the eyes of consciousness. So what you are doing when you are healing yet another person or yourself is just bit by bit taking off these glasses so that you find that it has always been perfect to begin with. And that is what is all healing, that is what it is all about. That is why healing is always very relaxing. Even if you are a singing healer, even if you are an energy healer or a massage healer or whatever healer, it is always about getting the patient and yourself in a better mood. And that is what it is all about. For when you are in a better mood, then you see more clearly. Am I making any type of sense here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Some crazy type of sense, you know. People like me better on Venus, you know. Here I have to work for my jokes. So, my child, anything else to ask about pregnancy, for instance?
Should I?
Next question. No. What the Jeshua has told you is quite true.
Okay.
It's quite true. Yes. Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh,
Me.
that was fast. Yes. I have to go quickly though.
So what's my connection with her?
Her?
Yeah.
What isn't?
Yeah, but that's not an answer. A long
I am not Ekara, my child. You cannot trick me into giving 6-minute answers. Look,
Yeah.
this is the illusion of separation. To think that you have a connection with her and that you have a different type of connection with her. For instance. Or with him, or with her, or with her.
Okay, but I mean the energy.
What do you think it is?
I don't know.
I can only tell you this. The only connection I can talk to you about that you
That's
two
myself.
have is that you are here, both of you, to learn the very same lesson. That is why you are connecting. That is
Starting to talk.
not just that, but it is a part of it, yes. It is a part of it. But that is why you are here, both of you. And that is why you feel this connection. But don't let yourself be deluded that there is a connection that is more special between the two of you than between the two of you, for instance. You have lived many lives together, yes, that is true. You have this thing going on. But does that mean that someone else is less connected to you?
No.
Never. Never.
I go.
Are you going, my child? Okay. Just when I came back.
Yeah, that's when you came in.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone?
Anyone else to fill that place? Going once, going twice,
No, freaked out.
and going thrice. It's gone. It's just you and me now, child.
Oops.
Yes. And I will answer some more final questions for you, because I'm the one opening this energy and I'm the one closing it again. So,
Okay.
yes, what can I do for you? And I will give you one thing.
Yeah.
For these last few questions, try to think globally.
Then I will say, give me the question to my answers.
The question to your answers.
Yes.
That would be, why am I here?
Yeah.
That would be your question.
Always.
Yes, it is. You want to know why you are here?
Yes.
Because the whole would be diminished without you. You have portrayed some very important roles in the past. Now all of you here have done that. Because if that wouldn't be the case, you would not be connecting all of you together right now. This seminar is more about all of you getting together again than it is about anything else. Because this is one of the focal points of energy that will also create a Lemurian heritage back on this planet Earth.
I thought that the song was more than only a song to start at Ekara.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
That is
But
true.
I didn't know how to tell them if they were ready to know it.
Mm-hmm. Well, now they are, because you have just told them.
Oops.
It is true. You are all here to create a miracle. And that's why I said at the beginning of our talk, our personal one-on-one here now, that the question you should be asking is global.
Yeah.
All of you here. You are beyond the personal. You have gotten to a point where your personal identification with your body, with your mind, with your soul, and with your lives has been over for quite a while. You are now at a level which we would call the top life. You know, it's all in the invitation. You know, it was going to be about the top life, and nobody has talked about it ever since. But the top life is that life that you lead, where all the energy of all the other lives and all the other roles that you have played are coming together. That is why you are here, all of you, to leave this place differently than the way you came to it. Now, some of you have been here before in Hawaii, or in Lemuaya, but this time you are not going home the way you came in. And some of you are never going to go home again. They're going to be here. They're going to understand that the home is the heart, and that this is the heart of the planet. So they're going to understand that this is the place where they need to be. And for some others, it's about integrating all of these things and then having the ability to just reach down like you would reach down a piece of, I don't know, energy. And you would be able to take out that which you need at that point. That is the top life. You are no longer incarnating on this planet Earth because of what you have to learn, but what you can learn to the planet. And that is what it is all about. It's not just about you. It's about all of you here. And that is what this top life is about now. What can I do for the planet? You see. Why are you laughing? I know why you are laughing. I feel the same thing. It's good to be alive, isn't it? It's good to be on the vibe. Let's strut together later. You see? So that is why you came here. And you are going to be well, I don't like to say this. I don't like to predict futures and anything, because this is not what I do. I'm not a psychic. This medium is not a psychic. He's not about predictions. He's not about looking into a glass bowl and a crystal ball and saying this is going to be your future. This is about potentials that have materialized already. You know the concept of that which you would call Mother Emma? What she is doing for a specific group of people, you are going to be translating into your truth. And the power of your truth is first going to be felt in Europe. It's going to move to other continents such as Africa and all over the planet. But the truth that you will bring, my child, is going to be so simple. It's going to be so easy to understand that it will touch everyone. And that is what you have in your eyes when I look at you. You know, you said that you came here and that you had let go of trying to find out who you are. It's when you let go that you find out. So that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be showing the world how simple it all can be. You know? And how big your heart is and how beautiful you are. And you have many brothers and sisters. Some among these people here, but also out there listening to these very words, who feel the very same way because it's touching them now as it is touching you. And they will find you. You know, they will. Because we will help you. I and all the others will help you, and I will ask Jeshua, you know, to help you get launched or something. Because that's what you need. You need to speak. Even if it is in written words, you need to put it out there. You see? The waiting room is gone. It's time to get on with it. You see?
Yes.
I love you. You're gonna give me one of these hugs again, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come over. Oh, I'm touching the thing that hurts. So you know what? Sit down again. We're going to close this one together. I'm going to say some final words, and I'm going to give you the chance to speak. And speak some words, and some sentences. To these people that you know, these people that you've met now for several days, and more so than any other seminar, you have had the chance to spend a lot of personal time together. But what you're saying to these people here is also going to go out there. Okay? So I'll start for you. I'm all going to give you the recipe for some great brownies. No, that was another program. You know, sometimes I'm in all of these things. I'm doing a cooking show right now as well. So, anyway, this has been an experiment. This Trinity Talk. As you will have noticed, there's been a lot of things that came forward about sacred geometry and other stuff. It's been quite interesting. I will tell you, it will get more interesting in the future. Because right now you are still tuned into a Q&A type of thing. You know, once you sit in front of us, in front of me and all the others, you think of all these questions that you need to ask. Next time when you sit in front with us, not in front of us, but in front with us, try to open up and try to just speak, because that is the power that you have in your hands. And now, my dear, you've got about 50 seconds before this thing turns itself off.
Let's party.
Let's party?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all that I have to say.
That's all that you have to say.
Yes.
Let's party. Welcome into the free energy. Yes. Let's party, and let's just remember that there is love, that there is joy, and that there is freedom, and that there is a next time. Until then, so be it.
So be it.